machines will also be able to talk and move like people. We call these machines robots. If scientists invent robots, will most people feel happy about living and working with machines that can talk and think? Some people think that we will use robots to do dangerous and difficult jobs. Some people also think that scientists in the future will discover new medicines. They will help people live a long time. We don't know how many years people will live, but they are probably going to live longer than now. In the future, a few special people, astronauts, will live and work in space. Scientists will build space stations which will travel around the Earth. Some astronauts will also travel to other planets, and maybe one day some people will live all their lives on other planets. Hundreds of years later, no one will remember our home planet, the Earth. Maybe we don't know what will happen, but it is certain that the world is going to be a very different place. Now, answer these questions about the reading. What will we call machines that can think and move like people? Who will invent these machines? How many people say that scientists will invent machines that think and act like people? How will we use robots? What will scientists discover that will help people to live a long time? Which special people will live and work in space? What will travel around the Earth? Who will travel to other planets? In the future, how many people will remember the Earth? What is certain? Now check your answers. What will we call machines that can think and move like people? We will call these machines robots. Who will invent these machines? Scientists will invent robots. How many people say that scientists will invent machines that think and act like people? A lot of people say that scientists will invent machines that think and act like people. How will we use robots? We will use robots to do difficult or dangerous jobs. What will scientists discover that will help people to live a long time? Scientists will discover new medicines that will help people to live a long time. Which special people will live and work in space? Astronauts will live and work in space. What will travel around the Earth? Space stations will travel around the Earth. Who will travel to other planets? Astronauts will travel to other planets. In the future, how many people will remember the Earth? No one will remember the Earth. What is certain? It is certain that the world is going to be a very different place. All right, good job. See you next time.
Practicing English.
I read this book the other day about life in the future.
What did it say?
It said that technology will change our lives, more than now, even.
Tell us more. What is life going to be like for humans in the future?
Well, I learned a lot first about what life is like now. Did you know that people are having computer chips placed under their skin?
What for?
Well, the computer chip allows people to go into certain clubs without waiting. A scanner can detect the chips. The person just goes right through. Airports are also using these chips to move passengers who fly all the time more quickly through the airports.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, how many of those people have chips in their arms now?
A few, not very many. But in the future, they will carry financial information, and they will be used just like a bank account. People will no longer carry real money. They will just have their account balance stored on the chip in their arm.
That sounds very weird to me. I think that these stories are a little frightening.
But think about how technology has changed our lives.
He's right. A few years ago, cell phones were new, and they were really big and expensive. Only a few people had them.
Now, everyone has them. They are tiny and powerful. My cell phone has internet hookup, and I get my email off it too. Lots of people are afraid of changes, but a lot of changes are good and help us live better lives.
But computer chips under people's skin? Internet telephones? Some of the things we are talking about are a little scary. Many people are not ready for these things.
But that's what people said about radio.
But she is right. Many of the things in this book were a little strange, and I like technology.
Well, tell me more about this book you read.
Lots of it was written recently. The author is from MIT and has done a lot of work with big technology companies.
Hey, what does he say about space exploration?
Well, he believes that some new discoveries in space will prove too interesting for many countries to stop their space programs. He predicts that Mars will be the next place that humans will go to.
What do you think of some of his ideas?
Well, some of them are really interesting. He says that none of the countries exploring in space now can get things done on their own. It will take cooperating with each other to really make any progress.
Like the Russians and Americans are working together now.
Yes, but he sees the Japanese and Europeans having a role here too. And India is also developing a space program.
So all of these countries will work together to send people to Mars?
Yes, that is the prediction. A lot of money will be spent. But many people believe that new energy sources and breakthroughs await us in space.
What about all the problems we face right here on our planet now?
Angie is right. Some people in big cities live on the streets. They have no homes and they're hungry. A lot of people have no medical insurance when they're ill.
Hey, I didn't say I agreed with the writer. I'm just telling you about what he predicted to happen.
Well, like a lot of people, I'm worried about issues like global warming and other environmental problems that we have.
Many people think that those are more important than going to Mars.
Well, there are a lot of ideas that people have about the future.
Yes. All this talk about the future has made me tired.
And it has made me worried.
I'm worried too, but there's one thing I know about the future.
And what is that?
Well, I've eaten too much. If you guys will excuse me, I need to drop the kids off at the pool.
Yeah, I think you better go right now.